Hey everybody, it is Q&A Wednesday, and I know I'm still working on the whole where to have a set, how to how to have a background. Still working on it. It's in progress, and of course, my tripod just does not want to cooperate here with me either. So I might get a little tipsy, but have a really great topic for you today. Here, I'm gonna see if I can't make this stay. Hold on, just a second here. Do some fixing here. See if I can't get. Cheat a little bit. All right. Great topic, of course. It's New Year's. We're all kind of to that mode of new year, new goals. So let's talk about whether or not it's even appropriate for you to choose or set a New Year's resolution. Of course, I'm not a fan, but we're going to talk about why in just a second. First of all, I want to apologize for last week. It was just one of those really weird, crazy weeks, and so we didn't get the Q&A Wednesday in there, but hopefully we'll be able to continue here on out. Actually looking at starting a new series pretty quick, starting hopefully this Monday, and it's going to be really based on just trying to teach you really the healthy way to go about things. Unfortunately, what I hate about this time of year is that it's a lot of gimmicks and garbage. I start throwing things at the TV. I start screaming at it when I see all these stupid commercials come on. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna straight out tell you the one I hate the most is the Nutrisystem commercials, because they're like healthy food. I'm like, your food is processed garbage. It's not healthy. I don't care what you say about it. It's some gimmicky garbage. I know they got to make money, so that's kind of how they look at it. But that's kind of how it is. It's everybody wants a shortcut, and it's unfortunate because that's just not the way that it works. So instead of thinking super fast, get it done. Try to find the cheats, the loopholes, whatever. How about think about what is it going to take for me to really recreate my lifestyle so that I can actually not only maybe lose the weight, which of course I hate that term, but so that you can actually get there and stay there in a healthy way. And we're going to talk a little bit about that because of course most people's New Year's resolutions are based around some sort of a health goal. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about why New Year's resolutions don't work. And there's multiple reasons, right? But the big one is who says that you have to? Do you really want to set a New Year's resolution? Is that something, are you just doing it because everybody else is? Why even wait till this time of year? Really, this is probably the dumbest time to set a New Year's resolution or to even set a goal, period, because of course, if it's a health goal, now you've got to wade through all the garbage. If you're trying to get a trainer, they're going to be busy. I just had somebody ask me if I run specials this time of year, and my response was, why would I run a special? This is the busiest season I have. But it's the gyms are full, right? So if you're trying to create a new healthy lifestyle, this is probably not the best time to go about it. And you know what? I get it. I actually really like a new start. To me, as a former school teacher, I really liked September because, when everybody went back to school, it was kind of like a new year. It was a new school year. So it was a little different than January, but I kind of liked it because it was kind of a new beginning. But here's the problem. If we keep restarting over and over and over, we're never going to get where we want to go. So we're going to talk a little bit about your best options in order to actually reach your goals and how to really be smart and successful about it. I find that, these days, we're so focused on how fast, what's the quickest way. And now don't get me wrong, I'm totally about being efficient. As a busy mom and soon to be grandma and all that great stuff, I don't want to take a lot of time. I don't want to not be smart about my choices and the things that I want to do. But I have a very healthy, realistic dose of, I know that I'm going to fall down. You know what? I know I'm not going to get there without some different, obstacles and things like that. And I think that a lot of times that we think if we don't get there perfectly, that it's not worth it, which I find so silly because anybody who is at the top knows that it's hard. You're going to fall down. And really the only way that you're going to truly make it is if you fall down, because then you know specifically what not to do. So, hello. I've just got Brazil's telling me hello. So hello to Brazil. So reasons really why most people fail. And like I said, 90% of people don't even make it past the first 2 weeks of their New Year's resolution, because I think for a couple things, I think they don't look at the reality of what it's going to take. We all assume that it's going to take very little effort to see all these amazing results. And then when it doesn't happen, or we get that first obstacle, or like I said, you can't go from never going to the gym to going 5 days a week and expect to not get overwhelmed and frustrated. That just doesn't, it's not real. So it's not realistic. Most of us don't really have the motivation or the commitment that it takes to set and go through a New Year's resolution. If you think about it, just having the goal is not enough. I have people in my life that I love very, very much, and I'm going to tell you that even a near-death experience does not always motivate somebody to make healthy changes in their life. So again, you have to decide. I'm going to tell you, most people don't want it, and you can bash me for that all you want, but one of my favorite all-time quotes is that you will remain the same until the pain of remaining the same is greater than the pain of change. We all like to be comfortable, right? We don't like to be uncomfortable. We tend to go towards things that are comfortable and away from things that are not. So when you have to make changes, there's a vibrating experience. There's molecules vibrate. We all kind of have that uncomfortable feeling, and we don't choose to, normally we don't choose to go towards that. So you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable when you want to make a change. So most of us don't have the motivation that it really takes to get where you want to go. When it comes to especially health goals, and that can be quitting smoking, that can be just making a little bit better choices, that can be blocking some people out of your life that aren't healthy mentally for you. There has to be more than just a choice. There has to be something, they say, what is it? Dedication and commitment is what it takes to get where you want to go when that feeling has actually left you, right? Because it gets to the point where it's no longer fun. We're not excited anymore. What's it going to take to get you to keep going towards your goal? I think one of the other reasons is that we don't really get to the root of the problem, right? For those of us that want to lose weight, well, what got us there in the first place? What unhealthy relationship with food do we have? What is it that's gotten us? I would say probably a huge portion of us in the United States have a serious issue with stress eating, right? We eat for an emotional reason. If we don't address that, what makes you think that just because you set a goal or a resolution that you're going to be able to overcome that? Like, that's not going to solve it for you. So you have to get to the root of the problem. It's kind of like when if you cut yourself, yeah, you can put a Band-Aid on it, but stop cutting yourself. That's really the problem. So for those of us that really don't have the skills to overcome that, we have to figure out what we got to do to get there. Okay. And a lot of us do have unrealistic expectations. Like I said, I actually had a client once that within 3 weeks of starting to train with me was like, so how come I'm not ripped yet? And I'm going, dude, you've been here for 3 weeks. That's not enough to see. Could you see change? Yes, but again, it depends on where you're at. It depends on what your goals are. And most of us, like I tell people, you can't undo 3 decades worth of damage and crappy eating and not visiting a gym and not doing certain things. You can't undo that in 3 weeks. You have to put the time in. And so consistency is more important than intensity, especially in that situation. And I'm not going to, I got to kind of give you a heads up. When you really do choose to put your time and effort into where you want to go, success is a very lonely road, especially if you tend to surround yourself with people with different goals. Most people want you to do well, but they don't want you to do better than they are. So sometimes the people that are closest to you are not always the most supportive. So if you tend to hang out with people who like to drink a lot or like to go out to eat all the time, and all of a sudden you have a healthy goal that involves not going out all the time and not drinking all the time, you're going to be doing a lot of stuff by yourself. And from experience, I realized that, I lost a lot of, not necessarily lost friends, but people stopped asking me to do stuff because I wasn't going to go out and drink. I didn't want to eat a bunch of garbage all the time. And so it changes the dynamics, and you have to be mentally and emotionally ready for that. So, the hard thing about New Year's resolutions, like I said, is I feel like it's kind of just one of those things that people do just because everybody else does it. And that doesn't mean that it's worth it to you or that it's appropriate. So, like I said, I really think that you have to get to the point where you want it so badly that the obstacles don't matter, right? Your why. And that's my first tip on really, if you do choose to set a New Year's resolution, you do choose to follow through, the biggest thing is your why has to be bigger than your obstacles. You have to want it more than, like when people tell me, okay, I'm really struggling. I really want, I'm at a party. I really want a piece of cake. And my request is, well, which do you want more? Do you want to get closer to your goal, or do you want that piece of cake? So again, you're going to have to figure out which is more important to you, because it has to keep you motivated and going in the right direction. So again, it can't just be, well, I just want to do it. I just want to look good. I just want to feel good is a great option, but that's not going to stop you when you're stressed out, frustrated, having a massive mental meltdown, and there's M&Ms in your drawer. That's not going to work. It has to be big enough that you're not going to get into that pizza or whatever is in front of you. So number one, my first tip in order to really reach your goals and do well is to educate yourself. Know the reality of what it's going to take to get you where you want to go. Like I said, people are like, 3 months, I'm going to be where I want to be. While it's probably possible for a lot of people, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get there, because of course you're going to have obstacles along the way. I already know I'm going to fall down. I already know that. I freely admit when I eat my feelings, hey, I just got into my bag of M&Ms, but that's going to set me back. And I really feel like you can't get to your goal without some of that, because of course, that's just unrealistic, number one. But number two, you got to know what the problems are going to be. You got to know how to address those. You got to learn coping skills, right? Because nobody's never going to be tempted. That just doesn't exist. So you got to know what it's going to take. You got to put some things in place. You got to learn how to deal with that. And that's, like I said, my biggest frustration is how little they think that they're going to have to put forth into it, and how much they feel is going to come back out of that. I'm like, no. Like, people say, well, I want to look like you. Okay, well, it's taken me 8 years to get where I'm at. So put some 8 years in there doing what I do, and you're going to get where I am. So keep that in mind. Number two, plan on forever. Stop doing this, well, I'm going to do this for 3 months and I'm going to get where I want to go. Okay, but if you go back to the old habits, you're going to go back to the way you were. So whatever you've done to get there, you have to keep doing forever to stay there. That's why I don't like diets. And that's especially why I don't like things like, diets. People say, well, what do you think about keto? Okay, great. Are you willing to do that for the rest of your life? That means you can't drink, you can't have cake, you can't, there's a lot of things you can't do. Okay, well, but I want to do that once in a while. Then keto's probably not for you, because if you don't plan on staying with it forever, you're not going to get to stay there. Now, if you have a temporary goal, you're getting ready for a vacation, that's one thing. But I really want to stress that most of us don't want to go back to that old point. I don't want to go back to 210 pounds and feeling miserable and unhappy, and my body doesn't like how I feel. My feet hurt every day because I weigh too much for my body type. I don't want to get to that point, and most people don't. So keep in mind that you've got to focus on getting there the right way and living the lifestyle, so that even if you do have a temporary goal, that you're not completely reversing and then, the whole I've done a diet and then I got back off of it, and then I put on not only the weight that I lost, but I put on extra weight. Well, it's because you were eating too little of food. You completely ruined your metabolism by eating too little of food, and then you went back to old habits, eating the same amount of food you were eating before, but on zero metabolism. So again, you can do damage. You have to be careful with that. Can you undo it? To an extent, yes, but you have to do it the right way. Okay, number three. Focus on the efforts instead of the results. We all think, okay, well, if I do this, I'm gonna, I should be there in 3 weeks. Well, you don't know all the variables. So unless you've had experience doing it before, and even if you have, the older we get, our body changes. There's different variables that come into play. Our hormones change as we get older. Our body doesn't respond as fast. If we don't have muscle, a lot of times our metabolism drops. If we're not working to keep muscle, our body will actually burn it off. So there's some things that come into play. So unless you know exactly what it takes and are doing everything, you can't count on the results. Because I'm going to tell you, most of the time people are like, well, I thought I would have seen results faster. It doesn't work that way. So stop, instead of beating yourself up because you're not seeing it. And maybe you're seeing the changes, you're just focused on the wrong thing. I've talked about this lots, that, I don't like the term weight loss. I like the term fat loss. I can lose weight real fast, but it's probably going to be muscle, and then I'm going to be angry because I've done that before. Fat loss is where it is. So keep in mind that maybe you're even seeing results. You're just not seeing what you thought you would see. Muscle weighs more than fat. So maybe you dropped 3 dress sizes, but the scale hasn't moved. Well, who the hell cares? If you're seeing, which is more important? Do you want to, the first time I ever came down from 210 pounds, when I was 125, that first time, 125, 130, I was a size 6. Now when I weigh 125 pounds, I'm a size 2. So again, it's not always what you think it is. You have to look at the right results. You have to look at the right stats, right? To get where you want to go. And so to do that, it's much more easily to be excited over, you know what? I don't ever go to the gym. My goal for the next few months is to be consistent about going 2 days a week. That's an incredible goal, and reward yourself when you've done it. Hey, I've been doing it for 6 months. I need to buy new clothes. That's a pretty good reward, right? Dressing a smaller body is a fun reward. So again, focus on the efforts, because you can't always control how your body responds, especially if you don't have a realistic overview of what that entails, okay? So again, unless you are a professional in this, that brings me to another point. Stop asking and getting other people's advice unless you want to trade places with them. You know, I get all the time, hey, you know, so-and-so told me that I should be doing this. Does that person look like you want to look? No. Are they healthy? No. Then why would you listen to what they have to say? I find that very fascinating, that we all want to listen to somebody's advice that has no background or education in that whatsoever. So keep in mind that just because somebody talks a good talk, it's kind of like, you know, believing everything that the internet says. Yeah. Okay, if you believe everything that the internet says, we need to talk. All right, number 4, stop looking for loopholes. If you want to be healthy, there is no ice cream, there's no cookie, there's no nothing that's going to allow you to eat that on a regular basis and get where you want to go, right? And the further you want to go with that goal, the more detailed and 100% on top of that you have to be. So first of all, you've got to figure out your balance, right? Because at some point you're going to have to. You know, if somebody comes to me, especially a woman, and says, I just want to be 10% year round. Okay, that means you can't ever drink, you can't ever have any sugar, there's multiple things you can't do. So if you can live with that, then we can talk about it. Now, number 1, especially as a woman, your body's gonna fight you on it. But number 2, that's not a way to live, right? I don't ever wanna I love chocolate. I don't wanna give that up forever. Maybe for a season, but I don't wanna give that up forever. So stop looking for the loopholes. There literally is no shortcut that's going to get you to get where you need to go and stay there. And I don't care what moron online is doing this whole, well, I do, if it fits your macros, and I eat ice cream and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, honey, you are 21 years old. You have never, wait till you're 45 and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? It's just, wow. I see lots of people popping up. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Olivia. So hopefully I'm not like, no, actually, I don't really care if I offend people at this point. You know, I've been around long enough. My birthday is this month. We're going to celebrate all month long. Great things are happening in January. It's colder than I just don't enjoy the cold part, but I'm cool being 44. That's going to be a great age. And I get to be a grandma this month. So I am seriously stoked. Life is good, guys. Okay, so back to this. So, you know, keep things in perspective, please. That, again, I fully believe in balance. Like I said, over the holidays, I ate much more than I normally would, but I planned on it. I have things in place to get back to where I want to be after that. But there is, like I said, I can't eat sugar on a daily basis and expect to get and stay where I want to be. It just doesn't work. And the older we are, the harder that is. But everything that you do now, let's just say that you are 21. I know that it might seem like you can eat and drink anything you want and get back out of it. Check your arteries in 20 years and let me know how that goes for you, okay? Because what you do now will determine how you look and feel as you get to be a little bit older. And I know you feel invincible. Yeah, again, let's have that conversation in 20 years. Okay, number 5, guys, change 1 or 2 things at a time. Again, if you're not going to the gym 5 days a week, you're not gonna be able to start. Like, it just is not going to happen. You can't change that big of a habit in that short amount of time. Start out with something that's more realistic, like just 2 days a week, and then maybe work your way up. It's difficult to change those habits, you know, especially with this time of year when it's cold. I don't always want to go to the gym because I don't want to go out in the cold. Do something that pushes you a little further than you're used to, but that's not so ridiculous that as soon as something major happens to you, you just get overwhelmed and quit. Like that's not the goal. And you realize that I am not only your biggest fan, I want you to be healthy. That's why I do this. I'm so tired of listening to the garbage and the commercials and the BS. I'm shaking my head because even our government with their little food pyramid it's such garbage. It really just doesn't give you the full truth. And there's too many other hands in the pot that have a little more interest in what's going on. And I'm really frustrated because I really don't think that that's fair that big food, big pharma, and the government gets to choose who has heart disease and who doesn't. I really do have a problem with that. You know me, I do lots of research. I do a lot of reading because I like to be educated and I want to know the truth. That's why I do what I do. So again, go back to changing. Hi, Laurie. I know you guys are popping up with questions and stuff, and I promise I will answer them when I'm done. I just know if I get on a tangent, I will never get back to where I'm going with this. So forgive me for being a little chatterbox today, but I'm super excited. I'm reading some really good books right now. I'm taking yet another nutrition class because I find that to me, it's fascinating. You know, I didn't do super great in high school with science. I wasn't a bad student, but it wasn't amazing. But I find it's because now I have something to put that knowledge to, that it's much more interesting. I'm super excited about it. And I want to make a difference in your life. That's, even if you just watch all my free videos, I'm totally okay with that, because hopefully you'll learn something and you'll pass it on to the people you know. So change one thing at a time, whatever that is, and make sure that you know right from the get-go that it's something that's doable, right? I go 5 days a week to the gym, but that's because I've been doing it for a lot of years at this point, 6, 7, 8 years, which, you know, and I'm almost 44. That doesn't seem like a ton, but if you realize that I grew up without organized sports, I wasn't athletic. I tried in high school, but I was not good at pretty much anything. So it's only a habit I've created later in my adult life. It's pretty amazing that I've been able to keep with it. All right. Again, know that you will fall down. Know that you're going to fall down, guys. It's okay. Stop beating yourself up. Stop letting it sabotage your goals. You know, it's going to happen. There is no way you're going to get to your goal without a struggle. So learn to be okay with it. If I were you, I would just learn to put some things in place so that you know when you fall, you know how to get back up. Hey, I had a really bad day today. I ate extra stuff I knew I shouldn't. I got into the sugar because there's still, you know, food left over from Christmas. It happens. It's okay. I don't ever get frustrated with my people, my clients. I really just say, look, it's okay. What are you going to do about it? Right? Well, I'm just embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed. How many people do you know that are perfect? I know 0, because if they think they're perfect, they're arrogant and they're not my friends anyway. So again, you gotta make sure that you know it's okay to fall down. Now, it's not okay to not get back up. It's about working to really create the lifestyle that you want. I posted something earlier this week about how, you know, nothing tastes as good as healthy feels. And I totally 100% believe that. You know, like I said, over the holidays, I had a few days where I allowed myself to eat whatever I want. Ooh, I just must have been eating healthy enough, long enough at this point, that my body really responds in a not a happy way. Now, a couple things here or there are not a big deal, but like to allow myself to really go free for all, ooh, you know, I actually reap the disbenefits of that for about 2 to 3 days because I'm bloated, I'm miserable, I feel gross. My whole attitude and perspective is not as happy. I really believe that eating healthy solves almost everything. Now, it can't necessarily change things that happen to us, but eating healthy can actually benefit our hormones, which can actually help us when we're trying to cope and deal with the struggles in our life. So again, keep that in mind that yes, we might eat because it makes us feel good for briefly 2 seconds because we love the endorphins that the sugar or the hormone that releases, but you know that it's not going to be like that for long. So do that once in a while. Just remember why you don't do that. That's my goal. So hopefully that helps. I know I've kind of gone off a tangent here, but you know what? I really struggle with this time of year only because it frustrates me. It frustrates me to watch people be so unrealistic with their goals and their choices on what they're doing, because that's not what I want for people. We're here to help each other, to be happy, to feel good and accomplish what we can in this life. And you can't do that when you're filling yourself full of unrealistic expectations and then of course following that up by eating a bunch of junk. So just doesn't really work. Okay, so my goal is to work on this little scene behind me. I like this, my husband's office. It's nice and quiet in here. I just need a little bit better backdrop because I feel like I'm in a construction zone. So I'm gonna work on that over the next few weeks. There will be meals with Melissa this week. Hey, you guys, I get my best ideas from you. Please don't be afraid to drop a message down below or message me directly. I love it. Like, it really helps me to help you, and that's why we're here. Guys, I don't get paid for this. I'm just here, like I said, to try and make your lives better, and that's, you know what? That's my goal. That's what I love about life. So have an incredible evening, you guys, and until next week, have a good one. Happy New Year's.